Hey pros, it's Sydney from Sit Pretty Pro here, back with another video. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sydney. I'm a hairstylist and I am here to teach my fellow beauty pros how they can grow their profits, grow their pockets, and fall back in love with what they do. On this channel, we specifically focus on strategies to help us obtain high value clients and high ticket sales. So if that's something you're interested in, you already know, click that subscribe button, okay, because it's gonna be the realest business advice for beauty pros, especially those in the textured hair industry, on the net, okay? And also make sure you click the link in the description box to join my newsletter. By joining the newsletter, you will be informed of all of my upcoming projects and different offers and things that I have for you all that you will not want to miss, okay? This is not the time to be playing games with your business. Now, it is late, y'all. I've been literally batching content all day for the last 2 days. I figured one of the best videos I could make, or a good video I can make, is why 2023 is the year that you want to be getting into the beauty industry. We are obviously experiencing some economic hardships, and I'm not sure about you all, but I have low-key been waiting for these days, okay, because I saw it coming. I study history and I knew we were well overdue for a recession. Back in 2017, 2018, I reformed my business and made sure that if a recession was to occur, my business would be recession proof and still be able to thrive, because I had actually started my beauty side hustle around 2012. So that's when the economy was still kind of bad, but just like recovering from the last recession. But I never experienced what it was like to be an adult and a business owner in a recession. So that was something that was always in the back of my mind. And lo and behold, the timeline has been on point. Despite the circumstances, I still think now is the best time to get into the beauty industry, and I think it's a great time to start getting your side hustles intact and getting your business intact. Now, of course, like I stated in the beginning, on this channel we focus on the upper echelon of beauty businesses. So we're not going to focus on side hustling and, you know, that portion of the conversation. We are specifically focused on building legitimate and sustainable businesses during these times. So in this video, I'm going to give you all some reasons why I think now is the perfect time, and also some of the niches that I foresee being very valuable and lucrative niches if you can get in and dominate. The number one reason I believe, and this is in no particular order or anything, I don't even have it written down. I have the industries written down, or the niches, but I actually did not write down the reason why I believe the beauty industry is the perfect industry to enter into. I believe that the beauty industry is virtually recession proof, whether it comes down to product or services. And the reason I say that is because in a time of desperation, in a time of scarcity, lack, or just sorrow, troubling times, people are going to look for ways to stay feeling decent about themselves. Even if it's something as small as getting a lipstick to make them feel better, or the people who are still able to go in and get full-blown services, people are still going to want to feel good about themselves. And that is a very key reason why I believe that even in troubling economic times, the beauty industry is still a great idea. Now, another reason why I think the beauty industry is a great way to start your business, especially during these times, is because it's generally a very low barrier of entry for beauty. It does not take 4 years, it does not take 2 years, 3 years to get into the beauty industry if you have the time. And you can condense the curriculum of whatever nail, hair, aesthetics, whatever you're going to, if you can, choose the option to go full time, it's generally a lower barrier of entry compared to other professions. And so this can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, but we're focused on the good things today. There are also several, I don't want to say loopholes, but there are a lot of gray areas within the beauty industry as far as how it's regulated. So For example, one of the things I'm going to be talking to you all about today is why I believe the eyebrow industry, or the eyebrow niche, is a niche to get into. And I'm speaking on natural brows, not PMU. You have, of course, you have aesthetics, or actual waxers who you are required to be a licensed esthetician, but you also have the ability to be a threader. And in a lot of states, threading is not regulated, so you can get started doing that ASAP. You really just need a salon owner's license if you're going to have an establishment. But for the states who do require a licensure, it's a very simple license. You just need to understand the sanitation and things like that. So the point I'm making is the startup costs for the beauty industry are relatively, yes, when you compare the beauty industry to other industries, it's generally a lower barrier of entry. So this makes startup costs relatively low when it comes to putting up a business. And it's service-based. So besides the skill set and besides the certifications, insurances, and things you need, you really only got to bring yourself. And that is easier said than done, but it is still simpler than getting into one of these other businesses where you have to carry inventory or something of that nature. So that is a plus. Another benefit of being in the beauty industry is the fact that this is the trade industry. Back in high school, I tried to warn all my classmates, y'all need to get a trade. Everybody said I was going to be broke and I need a plan B and da-da-da. And now all of them is getting into the beauty industry or jewelry making as some kind of trade, okay? Trades are, you'll never go wrong with trades and hard skills, okay? One thing I really love about the trade and the skill-based business is that I have been able to pack up and move multiple times and be able to take my work with me, because there is always going to be a demand for what I do, and I'm able to, like I said, transfer those skills and continue to grow them and get better at them. So you really cannot, I'm not going to say you can't go wrong, but it's a good field to go into. Now, I do feel as though there is a tendency for people to glamorize the beauty industry and make it seem like it's easy money and blah blah blah. And while you may get a higher return on, you know, investment than working behind a desk or something like that, at the end of the day, it's a lot of responsibility in terms of marketing, you know, keeping up with your clients, sales, actually doing the work. It's physical labor, and you don't just pop out being good to where you can be the it girl right away. Except for those of you who go straight into investing in courses and classes and continuing education. Y'all are ahead of the game. But for the most part, you know, it's not as easy as people make it seem. So even though I'm giving you all these tips and my feedback in this video, please understand I am not glamorizing it or making it seem easy. I'm looking on my whiteboard and I want to revisit the part of the conversation where I spoke about the niches that I see being the most lucrative in 2023. So the best beauty niches, in my opinion, that I would focus on if I were someone looking at trying to choose a niche, right? And when we say a niche means your knack, your specific specialization that you are going to focus on. It makes your business so much easier when you choose a niche, because it helps you get more specific with your marketing. It helps you get better at attracting the right kind of client, and it allows you to really hone in on a skill set and dominate that. The old school way of approaching the beauty industry is one size fits all salons, where you can get your hair done and your nails done and your eyebrows done, or somebody being so happy to be a master cosmetologist, I could do this, do that, do that, and they do everything very mediocrely. Okay, that is the old school, old world cosmetology. In the new world cosmetology, you need to choose one or two focuses and become the best version, or the best you absolutely can at them. That is what helped me dominate in my business, and I see that continuing to be a thing and become more widespread as the time goes on. So number one, I think nails will be a very lucrative niche. And of course there are niches within nails. You have girls who would specifically you could do a bomb French tip. You might not want to do all them styles, you know. You might be the girl that does a bomb French tip. I used to have a friend, B, the dip queen. She specialized in SNS, and to this day I have never had a pedicure. She did dry pedicures and she did SNS like no other. Till this day I have yet to get a good SNS manicure and pedicure like hers. So you could be the SNS girl. Maybe you specialize in them real long nails. You know, you got to figure out exactly what you will be known for and what you like to do the most and where you shine. But I see the nail industry being very lucrative. Many people like myself, and this is not meant to be offensive, but it's the absolute real. You have a lot of people who are fed up with the chop shop nail salons. Point blank period. The sanitation issues, the skill set issues, the customer service issues. And you have a lot of people who are seeking out more diversity within the nail industry and more freelance options within the nail industry and even salons. So if you are a young lady, African American, Latina, Caucasian, whatever, I'm just being real, and you have a genuine passion for nails, I see that being a very lucrative niche for you. There are many things, and we could talk about them in another video, but there's a lot of shady business going on within the nail industry. Just different work conditions and allegations of trafficking and things like that, you know, and working conditions for the workers. This may not always be the case, y'all, but the point is, people are looking for ethical nail techs and people are looking for upgraded nail experiences. And yes, that's going to come with a higher ticket than they may be used to going to the chop shops, but they need to pay for quality. So don't let that discourage you. I see the nail industry being a booming industry in 2023. Now, the second industry I believe will be extremely lucrative. The second niche would be the relaxer niche for women with textured hair. And not just relaxers, but stylists who specifically focus on forms of permanent hair straightening. Relaxers, you know, y'all got that new texture release. I think it's just a texturizer, but texture release services and different things like that. I really see that being a growing need because in my particular era of hairstyling, many of the stylists, it doesn't matter if they're licensed or not. Even licensed stylists from my era, people didn't really take that time to really learn the ins and outs of chemical straightening services because we grew up in, or we came into the market when it was all about natural and silk presses and things like that. So going back to the drawing board and learning what you can about mastering chemical straightening services, I think that I know for a fact that's a lucrative niche because I have people coming to me every day in search of a stylist who not only will do a relaxer but do it the right way. So that is a niche I see being booming in the year of 2023. The third niche would be shortcuts. That's another thing I noticed. A lot of newer generation stylists are not proficient in shortcuts, especially on textured hair. So I think that is a very lucrative niche to get into because it is a very specialized skill set. Everyone cannot do a bomb shortcut. Everyone cannot do a bomb pixie cut. And if you are one who is interested in that, and you can go and work under one of these more, you know, seasoned hairstylists who was doing it back in the day and they know how to do it very well, I think that would be a niche worth getting into because a lot of women, as they go into relaxers, they are also desiring shortcuts. So I would definitely check that out. The third one that I mentioned earlier is natural brows. So I'm not talking about microblading and PMU. I'm talking about people who can actually do natural eyebrows, whether it be threading or waxing. There is a need for that. I spent a great deal of time trying to find someone to do my eyebrows properly, and I did find somebody, but I stated in my video, reasons clients will leave you. I just didn't feel like the customer experience was there, so I would love to find another person who could deliver the eyebrow skills and also the customer service. So I see natural brow shaping being a very lucrative niche to get into, especially as the whole natural beauty thing makes a comeback. And so the fourth niche that I pointed out was body waxing, and specifically focusing on, you know, Brazilians, whatever. I think we do have a lot of body waxers, and especially depending on where you live, but again, everybody is not specialized and the customer service is not always consistent, etc. So I think body waxing will be one of those niches to look at. So these are the different niches that I think will be very lucrative in the year of 2023, especially if you are someone looking to get into them. And I would say, you all, it's not the old school way of thinking, but for those of you looking for an affordable way to enter into the beauty industry, and in my opinion, a more effective way, if you want to get ahead of the game faster, consider apprenticeships, you all. There are salons that you can go work at, and you can get paid to learn how to become a beauty professional. You will get paid to get your license. And so for those of you all who are in positions where maybe you're single moms, you know, maybe you're in a position where you can't afford to go to school and go in debt, and not only go in debt, but sacrifice the time it would take you to go through the schooling process. You can't afford to take that time away to work for free. So it's not the commonplace saying, but it is very much the new way. If you ask me, apprenticeships are very slept on, especially, you know, whether it be barbers or stylists. A good thing about where the beauty industry is going is you have more states starting to compartmentalize the licensure. You know, in many states, you can just simply go to school for nails. You can just simply go to school to be a hair designer. You can simply go to school to be a hair braider. You can simply go and take a course on being a shampoo tech. So the good thing about it is you can compartmentalize, or, you know, kind of just choose what you want to focus on, and you can use that as a stepping stone. Maybe you can't afford tuition, but you can afford the shampoo tech license, and you can assist shampooers and save your money and then go to school. You see, there's so many different avenues that people never talk about, but we're going to be getting all into it here at Sit and Pretty Pro. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can join in on the conversation and join in here on my community. So if you haven't already, make sure you click that link in the description box and join my newsletter for updates, and be on the lookout for the mini mastermind. Okay, that is going to be my Patreon tier where we go into all things beauty biz strategy. Until next time.